Hi everyone, it's me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles realtor. Today's video, we are going to dive into Toluca Woods. This is part of Toluca Lake, Los Angeles, California. Stay tuned. If you've not heard that name before or you're not clear of what it's all about, you're going to want to watch this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know what I'm going to ask you. Click that subscribe button below, as well as the bell for updates. We have so much more in store this year. So everyone, I am Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles realtor, and today we're going to be going over the history and location of Toluca Woods, Toluca Lake, Los Angeles. Now, Toluca Lake, first and foremost, is in its 100th year celebration. It was formed back in 1923. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is because Toluca Woods is actually a part of Toluca Lake. It is very distinctive and it covers a very specific certain area of Toluca Lake, but it is a part of it. Back in 1922, when the Lakeside Golf Course of Hollywood was being developed, the developers began to purchase land north of the club, considering developing a whole neighborhood, the first bedroom community in the San Fernando Valley. If you are considering buying a home and you're really not sure where to start and you need to talk to somebody to get an understanding of if you're ready, what the appropriate steps are, should you be looking before pre-approval, how much money do you need saved, we can schedule an appointment. I have a link in my calendar below. It's the Calendarly link, 15-minute quick conversation to get us started, and I will follow up with you with some key points of our next steps. I look forward to strategizing with you and helping you buy your new home. Now, this project was originally supposed to be called the Toluca Lake Park. So instead of being Toluca Lake and Toluca Woods, this whole area would have been called Toluca Lake Park. Of course, as what often happens with construction, the project stalled a little bit. And so by 1923, Hollywood actually joined the project itself with the developers, and they formed the Toluca Lake Company. So with new capital and some fresh ideas, the project began to move forward. The community name was eventually shortened to just Toluca Lake, and the community plan was created that included an architectural outline and vision that had 4 distinctive areas. Throughout the community, there were signs installed that featured the Toluca Lake Company logo, which was a swan over a rippling lake. And the swan is associated with Toluca Lake to this day. All of the organizations from the the Greater Toluca Lake Neighborhood Council, the Toluca Lake Homeowners Association, the Toluca Lake Chamber, and the Toluca Lake Garden Club, everyone associates their organizations with the swan. Today's swan is actually on use and owned by Richard Bogie, who is an insurance owner here in the area who's been very active in the community for years upon years. So let's break down these 4 sections. Now, the first area, which is bordered by Clybourne Ave, Riverside Drive, Foreman Avenue, and Valley Spring Lane, was to be called Toluca Lake Village, or as it's now been shortened, just the Village. Now, today, though, when people refer to the Village, they're really talking more the shops and restaurants along Riverside Drive. Those of us that live in Toluca Lake don't necessarily feel that if you're below Riverside, this is the Village. The Village has kind of become associated just with that retail, if you will. The plans were to have a suburban style of housing with sidewalks, street curbs, street lamps, and home lots that averaged between 6,000 and 7,000 square feet, which is pretty generous for the valley and kind of consistent. A lot of the valley is somewhere between 6,100 to 6,700 square feet, and the streets would be curved to meander the flow of the land. Now, the second area was to be called Spring Valley. This is the section that is bordered by Foreman Ave, Valley Spring Lane, Ledge Ave, and Moore Park Street. That area was supposed to be just large estates with land sold in roughly 1-acre parcels, and multiple parcels were divided up. It was anticipated that many of these spring homes would keep horses to ride along the Los Angeles River. Think about that. The Los Angeles River that we know of today, it has aqueducts. It's basically the aqueduct system. And while there's been a renovation project to allow for a nice little walking path picture riding horses along that back in the day. Now, the spring moniker was dropped in the 1930s when the area lived up to its name, and some heavy rains really impacted the natural riverbeds along Whipple and Woodbridge, and they would fill with water. And this, coupled with the springs that bubbled up from the ground, the spring would overflow and form a seasonal pool. The third part of Toluca Lake was called Hidden Village, and this is the area that is bordered by Riverside Drive, Cahuenga Boulevard, Camarillo Street, and Foreman Ave. So that section right there. Now, this section was to be what they were calling country lot estates. No sidewalks, no curbs, wider streets, no street lights, and the average lot would be 11,000 square feet, except the parcels between Ledge and Cahuenga, which would be larger and sized at 1 acre. Now, today, when it comes to Toluca Lake, there's about 11 to 13 1-acre lots remaining because some of these got later subdivided and some of the plans didn't work out as they originally intended. The last part of Toluca Lake was to be known as Toluca Woods, and this was built on the land between Camarillo, Clark, which is the Burbank boundary, Cahuenga, and Clybourne. The plan for Toluca Woods itself was to have a similar country feel to the Hidden Village, but with smaller lots and more affordable homes. The Toluca Woods area remained greatly undeveloped until the Second World War. And that's when developer Fritz Burns and the financial backing of the industrialist Henry Kaiser, we all know that name, Kaiser Permanente, the Kaiser hospitals and insurance plan, he began to build homes for the returning veterans. So each of these 4 communities with identifying signage was installed, which included a different single word reason to choose Toluca Lake as its home. Now today, Toluca Lake is really just 2 areas. It's Toluca Lake. Sorry, I shouldn't say 2 areas. 2 areas as far as the housing goes, Toluca Lake and Toluca Woods. Again, the village aspect of Toluca Lake is typically denoted to the shops, restaurants, grocery stores, and banks along Riverside Drive. Now, as a side note, I want to share that with these original plans for Toluca Lake and these 4 distinctive communities, the plans called for the homes to be built in a Spanish style, which, was a lot of Southern California. And the plan was that this was going to create this Spanish style village, which would complement the nearby Campo de Cahuenga. Now, as the lots were sold, some buyers were asked, or I shouldn't say some buyers, as the lots were sold, buyers were actually asked to agree to the Spanish style, but that occurred until Betty Davis bought her lot. After agreeing to a Spanish style home, Betty Davis decided to build an English country styled home. And after that time, the Spanish style was no longer a condition of purchasing the new construction homes here in Toluca Lake. Now, Toluca Woods is just north of the Bing Crosby house. This is a pretty famous home. You can Google it and find it. It's located at 10500 Camarillo Street in Toluca Lake. The Bing Crosby home was originally built in 1933 in the corner of Foreman and Toluca Lake Ave, and it's a charming 5,000 square foot English Tudor. And Bing also purchased a home on Ponca, south of Riverside, for his parents. So he actually owned a couple of homes in Toluca Lake throughout the years. Toluca Woods is bordered on West Cahuenga Boulevard, as I mentioned before, south of Camarillo and east of Clybourne Ave, and then on the north also from West Clark Ave, which is kind of cutting it off on Burbank and Ledge. Now, I'm going to go over one of the things that I truly enjoy doing research on and sharing with all of you, which is 3 different homes that have been on the market and sold here in Toluca Woods. The lowest price point, the mid price point, and the highest price point. So the first home is on Placidia Ave, and it sold for $2,895,000. This is a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom home, 39,000. Wait, did I say 39,000? Sorry, not 39,000. 3,907 square feet. The lot size is 10,125 square foot. Now this is what's considered a storybook stone Toluca Lake estate. It was originally built in 1948. The home was extensively renovated, but it maintained some of that original charm and character of its built while imbuing just a little bit more modern appeals and things we expect of our homes today. Much of the home's warmth and character is comprised of wood, custom built-ins, vaulted beam ceilings, which are just beautiful. And of course, lots of space for you and your family. Now, the second home, which was a mid-priced home located on Foreman Ave, was $3,195,000. This was a modest 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4,000 square foot home on a 16,578 square foot lot. So a little bit larger lot, a little bit smaller home, which means you get more yard to enjoy. It is a Toluca Lake craftsman style home that also has a guest house / ADU with a separate address. And it's been completely remodeled. The 4,000 square feet does include the ADU. The home itself has high ceilings, custom cabinetry, white oak floors, skylights. You've got your step outside to a great entertaining area and deck off of the fireplace living room, because there's got to have a fireplace in your living room, because believe it or not, it does get cold here in Southern California, as we've witnessed this past winter. Extremely cold, especially in the valley. It gets a little cooler in the valley during the evenings and a little warmer during the days in the summertime. Great home to take in peace and tranquility of a Zen meditation garden, swimming pool, and of course your barbecue. What is life like without barbecuing here in Southern California? Now, the highest priced home on the market today here in Toluca Woods is a home that I've actually done a video tour of recently. And this home is selling for just shy of $8 million, $7,895,000 on Foreman Ave. It's a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom home, 6,002 square feet on a 13,474 acre lot. Now, one of the things that's unique about this home, which I think was an excellent idea when they were building it, in addition to having a 2-car garage that's attached to the home, there's a detached 3-car garage. So if you're the person that purchases this home and somewhere down the line, let's say your kid returns from college and you want them to have their own space, you can convert this to an ADU, or maybe your parents live back east and you need them out here during the winters because they're extremely harsh and brutal. You can convert this to an ADU, and it's a fairly generous size. Great size pool, great size water feature. The primary bedroom is a wonderful size. And of course, you know how I love my soaker tubs. And the bathroom is just extra large in the primary suite. And of course, you've got the much needed theater room, which is on the first floor. The finishes are lovely. The spacing is wonderful. It's just a lot of great things to this home. Price point's a bit high for Toluca Woods. You saw that jump. We're talking 3.2 million all the way up to almost 8 million. But there have been homes sold in this part of Toluca Lake, the Toluca Woods area, that have been in the 4 and 5 millions when we're talking new construction. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and what this property actually closes at. I hope all of this information has been helpful to you. If you're considering moving to this area, perhaps you want to be in Toluca Lake, but you want maybe the little bit of a larger lot than what is south of Riverside Drive, this might be a good option for you to consider. If you'd like to take a look at this particular home, I'd be happy to show it to you. Either way, this is such a great area. I'm very personally involved in the community. I'm the vice president of the Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce, so very, very involved, and I can't speak highly enough about this area. It's one of my favorite parts of Los Angeles, hopefully soon to be one of your favorite parts. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please click on this. I'm just fumbling over my words today. Please click that subscribe button below, as well as the bell for updates. And if you are thinking of buying, if you're thinking this area might be right for you and you just want to have a quick chat, no obligation, just want to go over, maybe you have a couple more questions, want to come with your plan for purchasing. Maybe you're not sure if you want to purchase in complete cash or you want to finance some of it, or if you're ready to finance, we can have a conversation and talk about all of that. I do have a link to my calendar below. Feel free to sign up, and I look forward to helping you. Thank you guys again so much for watching. More videos in tune for you soon.